Hey, this is Valerie, love. How are you today? I wanted to have a word with you about today, about the devil, and particularly as it relates to witches. And I call myself a Christian witch, and the reason I call myself a Christian witch is because I really love Jesus Christ, love Christ, and I love him. He's my master teacher. He is my heart. He is the one that I have as an intention to pattern my life after Christ, the Christed one. Not so much Jesus Christ as we got according to religion, more the Christ consciousness of unconditional love. Well, I was also born a witch, and so my brother and I yesterday were having a conversation, and we grew up as Jehovah's Witnesses. I grew up as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I was a Jehovah's Witness from age 4 to age 30 in my life for 26 years. And at age 30, I decided that it wasn't for me. I probably decided long before that it wasn't for me, and it became a full manifestation at that time at age 30 that it was not for me. And since then, I have opened over the last 20 years, opened to all kinds of spirituality, all faith walks, all paths, and have really come to embrace my own knowing of myself as a witch. And hey, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to be a witch. Anyway, um, more about what that means at another time. But the most important thing I wanted to talk about in this video is the devil. And the whole idea of witches and witches loving the devil and witches being sort of devil worshippers and being in cahoots with the devil and things like that that I heard when I was growing up as a fundamentalist Christian. And what I want to share now is that for me as a witch, I don't even believe in the devil. So there is no being in cahoots with the devil. And the reason I don't believe in the devil is because I have not yet, even though I have heard many rumors about the presence and the existence of a devil. Oh, I've heard a lot about the devil. I don't have any evidence for a devil at all. I don't have any evidence for a creature with horns or a creature with a pitchfork or a creature that walks the earth like a roaring lion seeking to devour someone. I don't have any evidence for that. What I do have evidence for when I look around in the world and when I sit with myself and turn within, what I do have evidence for is a lack of love. I do have evidence for where the light has been blocked, and so there's darkness. I do have evidence for where people have intentionally acted out of the ego nature, driven by jealousy, rage, hate, revenge, control, manipulation, all the things that the ego stands for. Oh yes, I have a lot of evidence for that, but I don't have evidence for this character that we've come to pin all this stuff on, like this devil character, this devil creature. Who really is that? And I would offer from my from studying the tarot for the last many years, I'll say that this is what I've come to pretty much the understanding I've come to about the devil. That he really represents the shadow, that aspect of ourselves that we don't want to look at, the repressed stuff from years and years and years that we don't want to look at, that we don't want to admit, that we don't want to acknowledge, that we deny, that we cast off to the side, that we don't even want to accept about ourselves. That there is this whole conglomerate, is a collection of stuff in consciousness that we don't want to accept, don't want to look at. And Carl Jung called that the shadow. And the shadow is just all your unrepressed stuff that you really don't want to look at. And so we took that and we put it outside of ourselves as a projection. And we projected all our stuff onto this creature that we could blame called the devil. You know, Flip Wilson did that as Geraldine. He said, the devil made me do it, sugar, honey. The devil made me do it. And it was very comical. And it was also quite poignant because he really captured the idea that we are wanting to have this character that we can pin stuff on. We want a scapegoat for when we don't want to take responsibility for our own actions, for cleaning up our own stuff, and for squarely facing the shadow looking in it, looking in our own consciousness, seeing what's present, and handling it, healing it, calling it to the surface, and taking care of it. We don't want to do that. And so it's easier to put it outside of us on a mythical creature. So as far as witches and devils, there is no cahoots between any of the witches that I know, myself included, and a devil, because witches believe in the God Goddess and the allness of the God Goddess. That's what my knowing is, not even a belief. My knowing is that God is all there is. God, Goddess, all that is all there is. There is love. And just like light that can be blocked, we can block the light, but there is no force for evil. There is only a blocking of the light. There's a great distinction in that. There is no such thing as a force for evil. There is no such thing as a power other than the power of God. That is the only power that I acknowledge. That's the only power that I've ever worked with. That's the only power that I ever have ever even really considered for being deep in my heart of hearts, even though I was told otherwise. That's the only power that is the all-powerful power, power of powers, and that is God. So I just wanted to share this little message today about witches and about the devil and that as a witch, as a Christian witch, the devil is, that's our attempt at putting all our own stuff on some being, some creature that we can pin our stuff on, rather than being responsible and taking responsibility for the contents of our consciousness and working through it and healing it and being on the evolution of the soul's journey back home to oneness with the Mother, Father, God. That's all I have to say about that. This is Valerie Love, the Divine Midwife. Join me online at liveyourdestinytoday.com. Not tomorrow, today. Procrastination is a terminal illness. I pray you be blessed.